Joy, if you had a magic wand, what would you want to make happen in this meeting with Lee?
Just go back to the beginning, the start of the day. It's just been diabolical from beginning to end. I've let him down, I've let everybody down, and I've let myself down. It's just been rubbish. I mean, I don't think I inspired him. If I'm honest, I made a big assumption about him. You know, I thought he was just there to mess about. And at the end of the day, I realised it was a cover-up because actually he really wanted to talk. So I just let my emotions get in the way. It's just been completely diabolical, the whole thing.
The presentation didn't go as well as you'd hoped. How do you deal with disappointment?
I'll probably cry when I go home because I just berate myself. You know, I suppose when I'm thinking about it, there was the odd thing that was okay, but I just dwell on all the things that go wrong and I just can't get it out of my mind. I just can't leave it. And I drag myself down. And why Dave couldn't listen and goes walking the dog instead of letting me get it off my chest. I mean, if I'd have managed to get a bit more off my chest, I think then when I met Lee, I'd have been more in a frame of mind of dealing with it.
What is Dave cooking for tea?
Sausages.
What have you learnt from your presentation and the meeting today? What would you do differently?
I think I bored them for a start. I really had done my preparation, but I think maybe because I was a bit nervous, because I mean there were far more there than I anticipated, and I could feel my heart going, and then I was referring to my notes a lot, so I'm looking down a lot. And then I'm looking up and I'm seeing the back row of people. I think actually somebody was passing messages along and that put me off. The thing is, you see, I can deal better with older people. I think that's my forte. Young ones, I'm a bit out of my depth with them. I didn't quite know how to engage them. And then, of course, when there was this great hoo-ha about wiping old people's bums, I took it personally and I didn't laugh.
Have you done some presentation skills training?
Well, I have done some. Well, half a day I did. And I took loads of notes about it. So I did follow the notes that I'd been given. But I never had a chance to put it into practice. So I feel I've actually been thrown into it. I mean, I'm all right on a one-to-one or in a much smaller group, or, you know, even if I was on sort of a stand handing out leaflets and talking to people in that sort of way. But, you know, when you're there up on a stage, this was a school stage, and all the faces are just looking at you. I find that a bit intimidating. I think I need more practice before I venture into this sort of field again.
What support do you get as an iCare ambassador?
Well, there's my employer. You know, we do that little circuit thing, you know, the analysis, the meeting up, the doing. We haven't really got round to the reviewing bit yet. He's rather thrown me in before I was ready. I did say I'm working through the modules, and I've skimmed through them all, but I haven't inwardly digested them all. And before I knew it, he'd put me on the register, and I've been sort of thrown in today before I felt quite ready.
What do you love about your role as an iCare ambassador?
I want to make a difference. I do want to make a difference. I mean, I love working with older people. I think they're misjudged. You know, people very often don't give them the dignity they deserve. I know that when we're short-staffed, that they don't get the care they should have. In an ideal world, I want to be out there advocating how valuable it is to do this sort of work. Get people from all walks of life coming in and doing it, because there's going to be more and more and more older people as years go on. And we need a much, much better care of our older people in society. And I'm not talking about people who first and foremost say, oh, what's the pay? We don't want people like that dealing with people in care homes. We want people who it's a vacation, or they're empathic, or they can bring something of their own life to caring for other people. And they get a lot of satisfaction out of that. Well, I do. You know, caring for other people, thinking of other people.
What do you think Lee wanted from having a conversation with you?
I thought he was just messing around at first, but actually, he cares a lot about his sister, and I think he feels there's a problem with her and her care worker. I mean, I feel awful now, but I think his heart's in the right place, and I just missed it. And then before I knew it, you see, he'd gone. So I've done a really rubbish job with him, to be honest.
So what did you think when you realised that the girl at the door was Lee's sister?
I was shocked. I thought it was a girlfriend. And again, I was just assuming. I'm going to have to cut this assuming out. I've done it twice today, and it's just got to stop. I should just take things as they are and go with the flow. Sorry, it's just been such a bad day.